Okay, hey, it is Drodio from Storytel, and Storytel just launched a new feature called Actions. Now, we've been testing this a lot in dev, but I haven't yet made my first action in production. So I'm going to do it with you. You can ride along with me. And so Actions lives right here, and it is a way to set a prompt that will run on a schedule, so hourly, daily, weekly, etc., or the prompt runs when there's new data put into the project. And so we can kind of curate and craft the prompt, and then we can set it to run as an action, which is a really powerful way to ingest noise, turn it into something valuable, and then send the result, send that signal to a destination, like to an email address. So let's do it right now. There's a YouTuber named Nate B. Jones that I love. Just the way that he thinks about everything AI in business, it's great. And I often consume his videos. I often think about them. I think about how they impact, how these trends that he's observing impact Storytel strategy. And so what I want to do is I want to make an action for any time he posts new information, whether it's on his Substack or YouTube. I want to have whatever he's posting influence everything that's in our projects here. So I've got Storytel Product Management is the project that I'm in. And I basically want to take all the product management work that we're doing and I'm going to say, hey, how should I be thinking about everything that we're doing in the context of what Nate is talking about? So I'm going to make that action. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say create action here. So I'm calling this Nate B. Jones POV on Storytel Product Roadmap. How should Nate's latest AI strategy thinking influence Storytel's product roadmap? And then I'm starting to write the prompt here that we're going to use as an action. So I'm going to say, go search public sources for anything Nate's published in the last 24 hours, specifically on his YouTube channel or his Substack. And then I'm going to say, using the, and then I'm going to type an @ sign. I'm going to say executive advisor. So we have a skill called the executive advisor. And this skill basically will give me things as an executive would. So this skill kind of embodies the mind of an executive. So using the executive advisor, create an executive summary for me. Okay, here we are. I just wrote a little bit on pause. So use executive advisor to make an executive summary for me. Then tell me how that thinking should influence Storytel's product roadmap. And so I've got a link to our public roadmap, but importantly, I also have a lot of knowledge in this project about Storytel. And a lot of our engineering linear tickets are loaded in here. A lot of our PRDs are loaded in here. So this is using both public and non-public information. And it's going to basically take Nate's point of view and it's going to give me an executive summary about how I should be thinking about the direction of Storytel based on the trends that Nate is crystallizing for me. All right, I'm going to have this run at, let's say, 4 a.m. Any day of the week. And then I'm also going to have it email me when it's done. And I can also give it a subject line here. Okay, now I'm ready to create this action. Importantly, I could, instead of doing this on a schedule, I could say whenever there's new source data, meaning whenever new data is loaded into this project, it kicks off the action to run. So that would be another way to do this. All right, and now I have made the action here. So this is the first action that I've made in this project. I can also run it now. And so let's go ahead and try that. And this is a good way to test the action out. You can see, is it giving you what you're looking for? So it's going to go ahead and run the action as a chat, and we can see what Storytel is doing. And if there's something that I want to change about it, I can then go and I can make a change. And so we can see, found the latest content from the last 24 hours. He just published a Substack, etc. So this thing that Storytel is doing right now in front of me is what it's going to be doing at 4 a.m. every morning automatically. You can kind of see it run here. So now it's using the executive advisor skill to create a strategic summary. This is a phenomenal answer. It is looking at what Nate is talking about. And, he talks about memory is the new bottleneck and the importance of building memory. And not only that, but Storytel knows that we are already working on things like state, managing complex state across sessions. Like we're already starting the work around this memory. And so, yeah, this is just like, it's just really tailored for Storytel. And I'm going to get this in my inbox every morning at 4 a.m. So when I wake up, I can see, hey, what's Nate's latest thinking and how might it impact our product roadmap? That's a really beautiful example of how actions work. So be curious to know what you try with actions, and I would love to hear your feedback about it. Ciao.